working together is gonna be legend. Wait for it.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Zero Life, a weekly talk show where Barrett and I get together. We talk about nerdy things.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been. Now, you might notice at home, I'm wearing my house slippers. Where does the camera cut off? Do they see that?
It's like here, I think.
Well,
No?
I'm
Lower?
wearing... Can they see my house slippers?
No, they can't.
Well, I'm wearing them because we're shooting this in our new house.
Yo, what up?
Yeah.
It's really exciting. Yeah,
Barrett and I went to Patreon, made so much money, we bought a house in San Francisco.
God, buying a house. Jesus.
First of all, we'll never have a Patreon. And second of
No.
all, we'll never buy a house. But we did recently rent a new place in the Richmond district of San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm going to give the exact address and your
No.
social security number.
I don't think you know my
114
Nope, already wrong.
86
No.
75
It'd be funny if,
309
like, in the middle of his joke, he accidentally gave his own social security number.
14596
Too many numbers there. Just listen to just a bunch of random numbers.
No. That was way closer than you probably are going to ever think. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so we moved. We also took 2 weeks off because...
No, just a week.
Oh, I took 2 weeks off
took 2
because I had to go to do the Game of Thrones red carpet.
Yes.
Then I had to go to D23. Then I came home for a day and went to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So
and then I went to Comic-Con, so that's why we didn't have a show this last week, because when we came back from Comic-Con, I was like, yeah, maybe we might be able to do like a little like chill episode.
what made me laugh is that you said that. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know. You've never been to Comic-Con?
No, but it wasn't that I was exhausted. It was because when I came home, our entire, like, the old set for our old place was just, there's shit everywhere. Because Alyssa, like, while we were gone for Comic-Con, was kicking ass doing all the moving stuff. So when I came back, it was just, there was nowhere to record.
Just like everything in my life, I moved yesterday. I packed yesterday.
Yep.
The advantage is only having one room, and it was still unbelievably stressful.
Yeah.
I drove around San Francisco with all of my possessions in the back of Kevin Coelho's pickup truck. Now, if you've never been in the car with Kevin,
I just keep it that way.
it is the most terrifying experience you'll ever have. Unbelievable that he hasn't crashed that car literally 100 times more. But to have all of your worldly possessions in the back seat, I was freaking a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I got hit with a bungee cord.
Jesus. Yeah, you did. Well, you did that yourself.
Oh, that
Let's
was
be
definitely my fault. No, that was definitely not Kevin's fault.
But yeah, we moved. Let's see, we're recording this on Sunday night. We moved in like yesterday, like most of the stuff, and Friday. And then, sorry, I had a little burp. We just had dinner too.
Yeah, we just did have dinner.
And so, yeah, it's just been a crazy, crazy weekend. I was glad that we was able to find some time to get this set built for the new show.
That was all you. I was building my bed.
Yeah.
By the way, one day you might find yourself buying a bed. And when you do, you're going to put that bed together and you're going to be so happy. And then you're going to throw the instructions out because you're like, I'm never going to need these again. And then you're going to move. And then you're going to have to fucking MacGyver your bed back together with duct tape and horseshoes. And
Where did you get horseshoes from?
there's a
place for that?
By the way, for the person who went out
Market?
and bought the Andrew Goldfarb doormat before we could when I put it out on Twitter that we wanted to, not cool.
So someone did that?
Yeah, someone went out and bought it.
I know which Goodwill it was at too.
Yeah, it was. That's not cool because that really was going to tie the whole house together.
Was it though?
I'm going to have to get my own made of Andrew Goldfarb.
But that's
now it's a running
weird
gag
because once we have a housewarming party after we like actually finish the entire house, it'd be weird if we invited Andrew Goldfarb and his face is just in the front of our
It would be
house.
weird if it wasn't.
Yeah,
Now I'm going to see if I could go back and get the shots of him in 30 Rock and put that as our doormat because it ties our two great loves.
Yep.
Tina Fey and Andrew Goldfarb.
Yeah, totally. But besides that, like, yeah, we went to Comic-Con. We'll talk about that a little later. But this has been a pretty busy week. What?
Yeah.
What do you gotta say?
All right. I'm going to look right in the camera for this one. Hold on.
God.
While I was away, a new Doctor got cast.
Oh, yeah. We mentioned it a little bit on the last episode with Joey.
I know her name is Jodie. I know that she is a Broadchurch alum, which is great because the new showrunner of the show is a Broadchurch alum. I want to be very clear about this. If you have a problem with this, you don't actually like Doctor Who.
Yeah. Now, but if you have the problem with the whole, like, her being a woman.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. But I can understand if people are hesitant about a new showrunner. That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
Fair.
But like,
Because
if you have a problem,
the relationship with the showrunner and the Doctor has to be solid.
I mean, they have a great relationship. That's why they brought her on,
and that's great. So that they already have a step up there, and that's. I feel like I couldn't articulate that well enough in the last episode where I was trying to come from that angle of like, if you're concerned because of new showrunner, new Doctor, not caring about the Doctor's,
that's
gender,
fine. Yeah,
like that's understandable.
I mean, that's like
that's
everybody.
how I felt with
Capaldi,
Smith, and Capaldi.
Yeah.
You know, so
I mean, my whole thing with it is that, yeah, it's always scary when a new Doctor takes over. I think that if you really love Doctor Who, you are kind of used to this process at this point. Like, there is a great flowchart on the internet of like, I'll never love this person. This person's pretty good. I love this person. The new Doctor. Oh my God, this person's leaving. And then it reboots, and you're like, I hate this new person. That is the flowchart of being a Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
And that's
it's just
fine.
Extreme
but
to this point.
For the people who are like, oh, the Doctor can't be a woman, go fuck yourself. You're an idiot. Like, I'm sorry. I have no other nicer way to say that.
Yeah.
The Doctor can absolutely be a woman. The Doctor has been hinting that the Time Lords have been women, and then they flat out, Missy is the Master. So, like, they flat out show you. I mean, they've been hand-holding people.
Spoilers about the Master being back. That's pretty cool.
Oh, how fucking far behind are you, dude?
We're
Just
so
3 seasons ago.
We're like 5 episodes into Capaldi, and then they took it off of everywhere.
It's on Amazon Prime. You can use mine.
Well, we do have Prime, actually. I guess. Download.
Yeah, I
on
mean,
PS4.
yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't know you didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a huge reveal. But
Yeah.
like,
God.
yeah, it's so. Oh, she's
wait.
amazing.
The Master wasn't during Smith at all, right?
No.
The last time we saw the Master was Tennant.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They didn't show his face around Smith at all. But yeah, like, you know, they have done even Matt Smith's episode where they go out of the universe. It's season 6, like episode 7 or something. It's the one where the TARDIS becomes the woman. They literally say in that episode, Matt Smith talks about how the Time Lord he's looking for was a woman at one point. And she was like a naughty girl or something like that. Like, I don't know. I just wanted to say that because, like, I was never so embarrassed of my fandom in my life.
Yeah,
of when
it was pretty bad.
And like, I can literally scroll through and destroy every single one of your arguments in maybe 10 lines of dialogue. I mean, I'm not going to spend this whole show doing it, but like, someone come at me with a real argument of why the Doctor can't be a woman.
That is
my
sexist.
DMs are open. Yeah. Like, I have never been so infuriated. I can't wait. I'm more excited than ever. And for the people who have been tweeting out, now I'm interested in Doctor Who, blah, blah, blah. Great.
That's
Reach
cool.
out to me. I'll show you the points to jumping on points, the best time to watch the show.
Yeah.
The more the merrier.
Like, even though, like, you're excited of, like, the Doctor is now female, like, that's cool. But there's also, like, even though the Doctor has been male, only like beforehand, there's still a bunch of strong female characters.
Oh yeah, River Song is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just to name one off the top of my head. I mean,
Yeah.
all the companions. Amy's incredible. Rose is incredible.
Rose starts incredible.
Yeah.
I would say near the end of Tennant, that's where she.
She gets a little washy.
Yeah.
But you know, it's whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to, because that really upset me, and I wasn't on the show when that had happened. That was the big news, and like all the people that I know,
and that we didn't talk about a lot on that episode on purpose because I knew you'd have a lot.
All the people that I know, by the way, that love Doctor Who, and I mean, like, I have a fucking Doctor Who tattoo.
Yeah.
Half of my arm is dedicated to the show, and my door in my new room is painted like TARDIS.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty dope.
I love that show more than almost anything in this world, and I have a very strong network of people who are just as diehard. Not a single fucking person that I know that loves Doctor Who is upset about this. Not a single. All the people that like were like, oh, I don't want to, and like, I scroll through, like, they never tweet about it, they never talk about it, like, they probably don't even watch the show.
Yeah.
And if that really is like the reason that you're gonna stop watching the show, then good riddance.
So yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago, but also this week, before we moved, we got to see Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, boys, let's talk about him. We're gonna get a little musical talk.
Not too much because I know this isn't what our audience looks for.
I mean, but it's pop culture though. Hamilton is like pop culture.
Hamilton is. I think Alyssa said it the best when she said that is a religious experience.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, we were at dinner. Her and I were talking about it last night, and with Woody, and because Woody, who's seen the New York cast, God, fucking jealous, and the cast in SF. Yeah, that is a religious experience. That is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Tilt your mic up a little bit.
No.
Yeah. It's been a little bit. Don't worry about it.
I mean, it works just as fine.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah. I mean, that is not. It is not a question to. Is that the best musical I've ever seen? Is that the best album I've ever heard? It's a straight up. Is that the best thing I've ever seen in my life? Is that the best thing I've ever experienced?
Yeah.
Because it very well might be.
Yeah. My mom asked me about it after I saw it. She's like, "What did you think of it?" And I was like, "That is legit the best thing I've ever seen on stage."
Yeah.
Because she values my opinion because they're gonna see it. Hamilton's coming to Cleveland in September.
What the fuck's it doing in Cleveland? I'm just kidding.
I mean, we have a theater house thing in downtown. We have things.
It's just in Barrett's house. It's Barrett's going to be playing all the roles. We have
stuff besides the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sometimes.
Yeah, you have the second best baseball team last year.
Shut up. So she was asking me because I come from a background of theater, and she was very involved in that around that time. So she was like, "What do you think?" I was like, "That is easily the greatest thing I've ever seen on stage." Like there were like some hangups I had about it, but that's less about the musical itself and more of like hangups I have about just musicals in general because I don't come from a musical background, so I'm more in for it to like the acting and stuff. So there's
theater.
Yeah, exactly. So like there were some hangups I had, and like while watching, I was like, oh, but that's not a fault of Hamilton. That's just a fault I have generally of musical theater. But besides that, it was like so fucking good. Both you and I saw the understudy for Hamilton.
Yeah, you saw a different understudy.
Oh, interesting.
I saw a different. Okay. I think you saw like a special guest.
Interesting. He was like an understudy.
Because Alyssa was telling me that he was like dating the girl who was playing Eliza. Yeah, that's not the guy that I got. I got a guy who looked just like Lin-Manuel Miranda to the point where it was like,
I mean,
almost.
This guy sort of looked like him.
This guy was like a dead ringer.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's the same guy that Zach Ryan saw, and I mean he was great. My only complaint was that like his mic wasn't that great, and like I don't know, it was like a weird technical thing where like sometimes I just couldn't hear him, and it's like I don't know. I'm glad that I knew that album as well as I do because like I can basically we were, like, just verbatim recite the album.
We were just like jamming out to it. Like there were some points where I feel like. A lot in the first act, I would say, like we would lose some of the, just like in general, some people's voices. Like sometimes him, but like sometimes like the Schuyler sisters. I felt like a couple of times.
I feel like Angelica nailed that though. Like she ripped. She had such stage presence. It was unbelievable.
And like the second act when like Eliza goes into Burn, like she nails that song, and like the Who Lives Who Dies Who Tells Your Story. Like that, she nails.
She has great stage presence as well. I mean like. So my whole big thing going into it was like, all right, like Lin-Manuel is great at everything, but like he's not the best singer in the world.
No.
So like it's the real hard part of that play to carry is Burr's part. Because Burr is Leslie, the guy who plays Burr on the Broadway show, is one of the most beautiful singing voice I've ever heard in my life. Probably,
he's a very beautiful man.
He is like I have the biggest man crush on him. He is so fucking talented. And to hear. So I was like going in and I was like, man, he has such passion in his performance.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Burr here holy shit. He's
so great.
Right at that level. Yeah. I would say that Leslie is like ahead of him because it's Leslie, but like that is like what a good fucking like he really even at the very end of the play, like the line that always gets me is like I only had one thought before the slaughter. This man will not make an orphan of my daughter.
Yeah.
And like that line is so tortured in the play, in the like Leslie's version. Yeah. And he did such a great job of being like, no, like he really owns that.
Like with the acting portion that like I had hangups with, I think the guy who played Burr actually like was the one that I was like impressed with.
Yeah, him and Jefferson. I think Jefferson was also incredible.
God, Jefferson was so great.
The little afro.
He's also fucking like very handsome and just very charming.
Yeah, he was great. Like when he was like crumping on the
like winking at like audience members.
He's so I was too far away to see that. I'm not rich, but it was so funny. It was like, yeah. I mean, I can't.
No, yeah.
It started, and I started to tear up a little bit, and then
I didn't tear up until It's Quiet Uptown, just because of like the depression of losing someone.
Yeah,
like hits me very personally. So
I cried 4 times. So of course I did. I mean, I'm an emotional person, dude. You put a Doctor Who trailer on right now, I'll cry like a bitch, like 100%. But yeah, I mean, it's a really. I implore people to go see it. Yeah. Like, I don't care if it's not your thing. Like, you're gonna want to be able to tell your kids one day that I saw Hamilton.
Yeah,
like,
and it's just, it's one of those things. It's weird. I was telling, I forgot, maybe Alyssa. I saw a play sort of like Hamilton, like back in like 2009, 2010, and it was about the president who caused the Trail of Tears, Andrew Jackson. It was basically like the retelling of someone's story in the past, in that era, but with modern music. But for Andrew Jackson, it was punk music. And it was like, because Andrew Jackson is like, without a doubt, one of the worst presidents we've ever had. And like,
is that the dude that's on the 20?
What?
Is that the dude that's on the 20?
Yes.
There's a podcast. Hamilton only gets the 10.
So
bullshit.
So he's the one who like started the Trail of Tears for all the Native Americans, and he was just awful. So like they brought in the punk music because he was just like such a fucking like in your face, didn't give a shit sort of thing. And like seeing that back then, around the time Hamilton was being worked on, right?
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool. Like it's almost there, but like, and it's cool like 7, 8 years later to see it like
the home run.
That sort of idea, that concept, like just being blown out of the water. It's
done basically perfectly.
Yeah.
And it was cool too because it was like, I definitely
that's weird.
I some songs that I loved seeing them live, I love 10 times more now. Like Nonstop, seeing Nonstop live is like and then Room Where It Happens, Burr's big, like that number live is fucking mind-boggling.
And also, like, if we just for a second talk about the choreography, the best example of the choreography is from Helpless going into
oh my god, I can't.
Satisfied.
Yeah.
And so like the whole rewind, and they've got like the spinning floor, and they literally do all of their choreography from Helpless backwards.
Yeah.
And then they do it over again, and it's fucking crazy. And they like right when they they do it up again until the toast.
Yeah,
and it's just so fucking cool.
I mean, it's just like I said, like it's so mind-bogglingly good. Like I can't overstate how good that is.
Yeah.
And I will see Hamilton every single time it's in San Francisco. And if I'm in a city that Hamilton is in and I have an extra $300-$400, I'll probably go see it then too.
Yeah.
Because like I legitimately want to see it again before it leaves. I won't because I just don't have the money right now.
Yeah, and it's only
like,
here for like a week. So it's
and
like
I was talking
to
Woody, whose friends used to schedule people to go see Hamilton, like famous people, because he worked at a hotel, and he was like, yeah, he would get a call and be like, oh, blah 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 is in town and they want to see Hamilton. And I'm like, all right, that'd be $36,000.
Jesus.
And then we're like, yeah, no problem.
Jesus.
Like, because like seeing the real original cast of Hamilton on Broadway was like literally a fortune.
Yeah.
Man,
but yeah,
so
I'm glad
good.
we had the opportunity to see it. We saw it different days. Like you saw it like the day before.
Yeah, I saw a matinee the day before.
Yeah.
And man, yeah, it was funny because I walked out of that and I was like, God, I can't. Like it was like.
And it's like
I was so excited for you to go see it.
And our coworker Joshua like puts it perfectly. It's like you listen to it and you have that like existential crisis where you're like, I'll never make anything that's good.
And then you see it and you're like, I'll really never make anything that's good. Like, yeah, because it's the thing that's so impressive. It's not just one thing. Yeah. It's everything done perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we had some like choreography hang-ups. I would say like there were some moments. I feel like there was some dead air where people could have been moving around instead they were like just standing awkwardly at some points. So I feel like the Alyssa's shaking her head. She's like the choreography was perfect.
Don't say we. Like I think that too. I believe that.
Okay. my one hang up with the choreography would be King George. I wanted him to like have fun.
I thought it was more funny that he stood there.
And so the only reason I have a problem with everybody else standing like sort of awkwardly at some point is that they should have been given more life. So when King George is on stage just standing, it makes him look that much like stiff and shit. It just felt like another weird, like awkward sort of part. That's just my perspective, though. But he was the guy who played King George was fucking great. We had met him at the Giants game like a week before.
Humble brag.
He was.
I was at the Giants game, you know, just dead center field on the fence, talking with the pitchers, and President Obama called me, and I was like, "Not now, Barry. I'm gonna go see the Hamilton cast."
Barry out of Obama.
Barack.
Oh, Barack.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
My dad's name is Barry. You did not know my father's actual legal name is Barack?
What? No.
Yeah. It's wild, right?
I didn't. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we had he sang the national anthem for that game that we went to, and then we saw him after the game. And Alyssa got really nervous. She was like, "Should we say hi? I don't know if she should say hi." I was like, "Come on, we'll just say hi real quick." And so said hi, and he saw my tribe jersey. He's like, "Oh, you're from Cleveland too?" And we talked for a moment about Cleveland. How Cleveland's pretty cool and okay. But yeah, it was cool to see him. He rocked it. I also love the lighting that they do when he's like, "I'm so blue," and he hits the stage and then the light turns blue and stuff. It was really fun.
We should move on.
Yeah.
Only because I just realized that not a lot of people have seen Hamilton, so I won't get a lot of those references.
No, I know. But Hamilton's great.
Speaking of meeting cool people,
yeah,
I met Harrison Ford.
Well, before we get
Damn
into that,
it.
I just want to say the reason I have the Switch right here is because we got this cool Switch stand. So if you ever want to play in tabletop mode, but you get frustrated that you can't charge your port, you can get this really cool stand and you can play in tabletop mode and charge your Switch at the same time. It's pretty dope. Check that out. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, like if you want to like do the thing where you play with a couple people and stuff, you can have it charging and all that. So I don't know. I think it's pretty dope.
How much more battery life does it give it? None? Cool.
No, it's just a stand. It's just,
I know.
it's just cool, okay? God. All right, Comic-Con.
Yeah. So we went to Comic-Con.
Yeah?
That was cool. And now we're back. And you're going to Germany in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Gamescom for our live shows for Gamescom soon.
Alyssa's going to be my guest. That's going to be the Supernatural cast.
Yeah, you guys got to do that at one point. But let's talk about Comic-Con really quick. Well, not really quick. Comic-Con is like the
big topic.
Show. Yeah.
Big wins for Comic-Con. What was the biggest thing at the Comic-Con for you? Not like things you got to do, but like what was
I mean, I really didn't get to do a lot just because like I was tied to the live show. I was doing all like the name graphics and like the upper thirds and all that stuff for the live show. So like I'm literally just tied to that seat from when we start the show until like 8 or 9 that night.
How tempted were you when we had Ryan Gosling on instead of Ryan Gosling to write Just a Perfect Human? Pop in to this side.
Well,
I would have totally done that.
We were joking around of like for Harrison Ford, like his description, because for everybody like I usually put their character name in their little description, but we're joking around with like
Rip Han.
Rip Han Solo.
Still not over it. Spoilers for Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah, like I think the big thing was just having everybody from Blade Runner 2049 was fucking crazy. Like Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling, Denis Villeneuve, who directed Arrival, which I mainly liked.
Let's rewind that for a second. Which I mainly like. You have been like, I'm like, I really want to see Arrival, and you're like, no, you shouldn't. The movie's bad.
Well, 'cause,
no,
like, we
didn't like one thing about it, so it's horrible.
That's not what I said. I said we liked the journey, and then the theme that they brought out of nowhere in the last like 10 minutes.
Still haven't seen it, so don't spoil it.
It didn't fit with the rest of the movie, so it's just the ending isn't great, but the journey there is very intriguing. And
I wish I had known
well.
that was the guy from Arrival, because I would have walked up to him like, you see the guy with the backwards hat on there sweating a lot. He thinks your movie is very.
I mean, I'm very excited for like just from the trailers of Blade Runner. Like he works with great cinematographers, and just the trailers from Blade Runner. I'm very excited to see his take on sort of the sequel, I guess.
I was more talking about like what was the favorite trailer that you saw.
Okay.
Because I was like, for a normal person,
I would say like the coolest thing to come out of Comic-Con.
there is a right answer to this, by the way.
No, the absolute right answer is the trailer to Stranger Things.
Yes, okay. I haven't asked
That
you
is
because that is one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
That's legit the best trailer ever. It's
Dude, when
so
Michael
cool.
Jackson starts coming in, I remember watching it. I was like, "Oh shit!"
When the laugh comes up,
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
damn. And they build up to it so well, and then just the rest of the fucking trailer is just, it's so.
I'm pumped for season 2.
We want to
I
watch
also
season
like-
1 again before.
Yeah, I'm
season
down.
2. Yeah.
When we get the new TV, we should do that. I'm like, when they were talking, I also love how they call it Stranger Things 2.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what all the stuff that I saw was Stranger Things 2. Like,
Let me. I'm gonna have to fact check you really quick.
please do, because I wouldn't want to be wrong. But God, that trailer is so fucking good. Just the perfect blend of music and the Ghostbusters shots, which I just want to see more of. I want to see that fucking episode so bad. And I want it to be really long. I want it to be fucking 28 episodes. And
Jeez, yeah, no, it's not gonna.
No,
I think
it'll be
it's-
8 episodes,
no,
probably.
It's 9 episodes this season. It was 8 last season, but it'll be 9 this season around. I'm very excited to see where all of these characters are. How when 11, because they do tease in the trailer.
They show her come back, yeah.
They show her sort of like going through this weird goo thing, coming back. Sort of like how that affects. Who's the kid who was missing for the entire first season?
I don't know. I don't remember his name.
That
He
kid
was like,
who's
yeah.
missing, like he's obviously getting
Will.
He's getting weird visions now, and is that like a side effect of staying in the upside down?
Is
for
it a
too
side
long?
effect of having your stomach pumped full of slugs?
Oh, I forgot about those slugs.
Yeah, remember he had one down his throat, and let me tell you about
At the
shoving
very
things down
last
your throat.
scene.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Jesus, oh my god,
He got pumped full, like it was real bad. So
fuck.
I
That kid's gonna die.
I don't know if he's gonna die.
Oh man!
But then they show the Tesla Hydra. It's fucking so sick.
Yeah.
And the color schemes and everything about it is perfect, and nothing can be bad.
But another great trailer, just these trailers for this movie has just been nailing it out of the park. Is the new Thor Ragnarok trailer?
Yeah,
God, it's so good, and they
that's not number 2 for me, but yeah,
okay.
Kingsman is number 2 for me.
Yeah, see, I'm not as huge into Kingsman, so it's like it's a cool trailer, but like I'm more invested into Thor. So
Oh, I'm
for
way
me,
more
like,
invested in a Kingsman.
Like the hype for Thor right now is skyrocketing. There's so many cool shots where they've got like a bunch of the Asgardians on like Pegasi or whatever,
Pegasi?
and they're all coming down, and like all of the like bad guys at the bottom, and it legit just looks like a fucking
Like Lord of the Rings, Helm's Deep.
no, but
fight.
like a classic painting.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how like fucking gorgeous it looks, and the fun that it seems to have, right? Of like the shot of like Thor and Loki with like big like space guns or whatever, and they're like shooting them down the hallway.
I like the
and then-
conversation between Thor and Hulk.
Yeah, and
Who won?
yeah, it's like who won? It's like, oh, I did. I definitely did. That doesn't sound right. Apparently, the director Taika Waititi, I believe is how you pronounce it. He said that like almost 70 to 80% of the movie was improvised, of like just dialogue between characters, of just like
That's worrisome.
I think he will nail it, because that's very much what We Do in the Shadows is like as well, and that is his like bet like. There's that in another movie that he did, and What We Do in the Shadows is fucking phenomenal. So I definitely trust. I trust him. To
It looks
sort
good.
of focus that, like, even though it is improvised, to focus that and to make sure, even though it is improvised, that it still works. Unlike like the Will Ferrell sort of thing, where they improvise and they're like, this one's the best one we got, you know? So, yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm bummed that we didn't get to see the new Black Panther footage.
I did.
Jerk.
It is real good.
And then I'm really bummed, but I know they're probably not going to release the Infinity War stuff until Thor comes out.
That's crazy to me, because that's so long.
But here's the thing, though, is like Infinity War is coming out in May, right?
That's 6
No.
months beforehand, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Well, here's the thing. The first trailer for Avengers didn't come out until Captain America. That was literally the stinger for Captain America. That's the first Avengers trailer. And those were separated like 13 months apart, was that first trailer and the movie. So a first trailer coming out, like, yeah, it's really close, but like,
I mean, you don't need to build hype.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like everybody knows it's like Guardians and Avengers are gonna meet each other, and like
that's the thing though. Like, not everybody knows that actually.
that's true.
Because like we know that.
Yeah.
But when I was talking to my parents, my dad was like, "So is it a Guardians of the Galaxy movie?" And I was like, "No,
it's like all
it's
of them."
everybody. Like it's." So I think that trailer is really going to blow some people out of the fucking water.
Because the thing is like we're gonna spoil some of the because they like people have done description.
You can watch
videos.
it.
Yeah,
it's
like
out there.
There's like leaked footage stuff.
Looks like someone shot it on a Nokia phone.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it because when I first see it, I want to like see it, right? But I've seen like the description people have put up online, and like apparently the first thing, and spoilers possibly for the next Thor movie, is like the Guardians find Thor sort of just floating in space and shit. And I feel like that's why they're not releasing the footage yet. Because for you,
that makes sense.
For you and me,
well, it's probably the stinger on Thor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you meant the trailer's gonna launch with Thor.
Oh no,
like
no. I think that is
that makes
to be
way
the
more
stinger.
sense then. Yeah.
And then we get Black Panther in February, and then the next thing, the thing after that will be Avengers.
Dude, Black Panther is fucking really cool.
I'm excited for that.
Like really cool.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be like very much like how the first Avengers trailer was the stinger for Cap. I think this Avengers trailer will be the stinger for Thor. Because I think that I think they know that the first two Thor movies weren't that well, like in general, sort of like money wise. They don't do fucking well. So I think if they might tease up this hype of like, hey, new trailer is going to be the stinger for this, like that'll get a lot of people to go see Thor, which actually might also just be a really great movie too.
Yeah,
because that's like how they got people to go see Cap. It was like a lot of people weren't excited about Cap, but people started hearing like, oh shit, the Avengers trailer is at the end of it, so let's go see it.
That's the only reason I went and saw Captain America.
Cap 1 is very underrated. It's fucking awesome.
Cap 1 is very accurately rated, if not maybe a little overrated.
Oh, shut up.
That movie is terrible.
Oh my god, no, man. The Incredible Hulk is terrible. Have you seen that movie recently?
Yeah, it wasn't good when I saw it the first time. But like, yeah, it's a little bit worse than Captain America. Captain America is like watching fucking paint dry. That movie is boring.
You upset me so much. Anyway,
I'm sorry. Movie's boring.
Talk about
Kingsman. So good. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that they're bringing in the American version of Kingsman called Statesman.
Okay.
And it's like they have like lassos and 6-shooters and they're they're cowboys. Did you see the trailer at all?
Nah. Yes, a lot of times actually, but I couldn't hear it. I think we were running that trailer.
Yeah, Channing Tatum is like one of the statesmen with Halle Berry and Jeff Bridges. And they're all cowboys. Okay. And the one Jeff Bridges has a lasso that when he hits it, it turns electrified and cuts people in half. Jesus. So the guy goes to dive and he like throws the lasso around him and then just cuts him in half in the middle of it. And then like he like takes his gun out and spins him like this and he's shooting at the same time and kills everybody in the circle.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's really fucking cool. Okay. And then it's like Channing Tatum's great in it too. He's like, "Welcome to Statesman," and he has like the 2 Winchester shotguns. Where he's like, like nice. In Terminator, and just like. Then Eggsy has a briefcase that's really a rocket launcher.
No, that's cool.
And he like puts it up on his shoulder, shoots, and hits a guy directly with a missile, and he explodes. It's just so over the top, and like, but the scene like that's all over the top, and that's like what you expect from Kingsman now. But like, the car scene that they show of Eggsy fighting on a car, and then the car door opens, and like it's coming on oncoming traffic, and he like jumps over as the car door gets hit, and then he like lands and pulls himself back inside the car. Jesus. It's so well. It's like there's a very stylistically that movie is very unique to where it's the opposite of most action films where you can see everything that's happening. Okay. Kingsman is a very different type of movie. I remember like texting Nick Scarpino after I saw it and being like, how do they make the movie look like this? Because it looks so good. Yeah. So I couldn't be more excited for Kingsman looks awesome.
Awesome.
What's about the worst trailer of Comic-Con?
What was the worst trailer of Comic-Con?
Justice League.
Oh, right. I forgot Justice League.
Justice League looks so terrible.
Yeah, not great. It's, it's cool to see like Ezra Miller on that panel, and he's dressed up as the guy from
Harry Potter.
No, Full Metal Alchemist. Like that's cool because like he's a nerd. He's like a fellow,
I'm sure he's a great guy.
Yeah,
gonna be a bad movie.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't look great. It's
All right, so
yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It just looks dumb.
Zachary Snyder, is that the guy who's making that movie?
Zack Snyder.
Zachary Snyder.
No.
He hates color.
Yeah.
He fucking hates colors.
But it's weird because I feel like there's less of the like bad color palette in this trailer. It's when the whole army, like they're fighting like all the aliens and shit. That's when it was like, where you guys just had several scenes where there was like maybe 3 or 4 colors,
which is a lot for him.
Where did that go?
I mean, I still don't understand how Wonder Woman's armor looks like such shit in this movie.
I know,
and it just
so
came out of
good
looking so great in Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
and like,
I mean,
even the Flash costume's like
credit where
barely red.
But to give credit where credit's due, like I like the opening where she's like fighting the bank robbers, and then like the next scene is like, oh, what'd you do over the weekend? She's like, oh, nothing much and stuff. Like,
I feel like
she
all
has
the
a lot of
jokes,
charm.
all the jokes felt flat in that. Like
I like the Flash thing where he's
Alfred,
like, I don't fight people.
good.
I just
kind
run
of
really
push
fast
people and run
push
away.
people away and run away.
But like, I don't know. Alfred tells 2 jokes in that trailer. They both fall flat. I don't
Yeah.
remember what they are. They're like neither of them are funny.
And like the tease at the end was like an obvious like tease at
Oh
Superman.
God, Superman's back. I hope it's not. I hope it's like Martian Manhunter or
No,
something
it's
stupid.
like
I just like
he nails that hope word so hard.
No.
And they like in the newspaper they say like, oh, all hope is lost, which is like, where the fuck did this come from?
Yeah, because this is not the Superman that we've seen in this universe ever. That's why I tweeted. I was like, it makes me feel like I missed the movie.
The event, the first time they see Superman is the cataclysmic. I didn't say that
Cataclysmic.
word. Cataclysmic event of Metropolis in the Man of Steel movie,
Yeah.
right? And then they all hate him after that. And then the entirety of Batman v Superman is like, oh, he's a bad guy, and all of the, like the sort of things that like happen near the end of the movie where he sacrifices himself.
No one knows.
No one really knew that.
Yeah.
And then he died, and then they're like, oh,
We should have a
and now
funeral.
they're like, oh, we're all so sad because we liked him. What?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And then, like the army looks terrible. Like
Yeah, they look
everybody
dumb.
that's fighting looks stupid.
What they look like? Remember Attack of the Clones? That bug army?
Yeah.
That's what they fucking look like.
They look really dumb, and I don't know. I also like how there's a chance that during the reshooting part of the movie, and that like Henry Cavill can't shave his mustache, and they're gonna have to CGI out his mustache. I say leave it. He's buried underground. He comes back. He's Superman with a stash.
Well, no,
gives
it'd
him
be-
more character
No,
immediately.
it'd be even funnier if like they George Romero'd it, where like they reshot and it's only a scene in the middle of the movie they had to reshoot, and they just put like makeup over his fucking mustache.
No, the best is all right. So, scene: Superman comes back. He sees Alfred, and he's like, "Blah blah blah. Hope something stupid. They need you." And he's like, hard cut to him. Mustache. Where are they? Cut back. They're blah 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 blah. Cut back.
No mustache.
No. Is that 500 feet away from a school? Justice
bad.
League.
Yeah.
God, I hope they use that. Use that, Zack Snyder.
Oh my god, it's not gonna be great. It bums me out, just because of how Wonder Woman was so good. It seemed like there was hope for the DCU.
There is hope for the DCU when the person directing it is not named Zack Snyder, and that's just the way it
it's
is. And I
also-
like 300, but
and it's like there's hope for it when they announced that the Flash movie is called Flashpoint, so they can
reboot the entire universe.
reboot it. Yep. So,
They're like, all right, well, we're gonna need different people here and here and here.
yeah.
And Wonder Woman was great. Don't touch that. It's a good thing Wonder Woman was so fucking long ago in the universe
Yeah.
that we're not even gonna mess with any of that.
yeah. So yeah, that was disappointing. But
Oh
what
no,
else?
that's explains it. They're gonna go back. They're gonna reboot the universe. Then they're gonna make Man of Steel. He's gonna have a mustache the whole time, and then it'll make sense.
That's how they justify the mustache.
That's how they're gonna make. It's gonna
Okay.
make sense.
Come full circle, guys.
I wonder how he
end where
shaves
we
his hair.
begun.
How does he shave?
I don't know.
It's got to be like.
Just Henry Cavill, just in general.
No, I mean, I'm sure that he uses like a broad axe or something. You've seen that guy? He's giant. But like, how does Superman shave his face? How does he get a haircut? Isn't he like
Right.
indestructible everything?
No, but like he obviously, because he's like in the old school comics, he doesn't even have a beard at all. So
No, he.
imagine-
Oh, you know what? He uses his laser beam eyes on the mirror. I've
There's
seen
a
that.
reflection.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna say, there's no way that like scissors can cut his hair.
Maybe, who knows?
That would be so annoying. I would be so annoyed if that was Superman. No wonder he had the long hair in the 90s. He was just letting it go.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else came out at Comic-Con that might have been exciting for like just general like content, like news stuff that might have
The
broke
Doctor
out.
Who trailer was lit.
Doctor Who trailer.
That was pretty lit.
But yeah, like besides that, like I was super busy that week, so it was just like I could only focus on like the really big things, like the Stranger Things trailer and Thor and Justice League. So like besides that, like if there was anything else that we might have missed, I'm sorry.
The Marvel panel showed nothing that we could see.
Yeah, they didn't release it anywhere on the internet. Which
Nothing
sucks.
Star Wars happened. Nothing
Yeah,
Blade Runner happened.
So let's actually talk about. We can end cap here. I would say, since there's not like, at least we're content wise, of like news stuff being announced. No Star Wars trailer at D. Oh well, they did the behind the scenes trailer at D23.
That was cool.
That was really cool, and I think that was just enough to get like people hyped, because I also think Star Wars comes out in
December.
I think the next time we get a trailer will also be Thor. I think Thor will have
a Star Wars trailer and have the
and
stinger.
then the stinger for
Man, I
Avengers.
mean, talk about all the marketing in the world behind a movie then.
Yeah.
I mean, if you even fucking have no desire to see Thor, you want to see that Star Wars trailer.
Yeah.
But I mean, we live in a world of the internet. It'll be on fucking YouTube the next day.
Yeah.
So actually, it's not as big of a deal like when Meet
As
Joe
it was-
Black
it
had
was
the
like-
Phantom Menace trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But
everyone
it's-
went and saw Meet Joe Black and then left. Even though that's a good movie.
for the event, if my theory is right, and the Avengers stinger is true, people will have to see the movie for that. So, sorry, I'm getting live text from Melissa because I forgot to do the regular timer thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's been so long since we've done.
Yeah,
this.
no, I know. I have no.
And
How
we've
long
been
are we
moving-
going?
We're at 44 minutes.
44 minutes.
Yeah. We're not taking questions this week just because it
was
was
too
so
busy.
late. Yeah, and we've been busy and stuff. When we get more moved in a regular sort of pace, we can start taking questions and stuff. But what was your favorite thing about like working Comic-Con this year?
Leaving.
But you guys had like a really cool like social media thing set up.
Yeah,
like,
no,
for
I mean,
Instagram,
I had a
like-
very unique, like, talking to Harrison Ford was really cool.
Yeah.
And, like, being able to have a real conversation with Han Solo. Like, where he was like, hey, how's it going? And
Yeah.
I was like, holy fucking shit, I never thought I'd hear you say those words. But
person.
he was like, totally, he was like, I didn't freak out or anything.
Yeah.
Because, like, at that point, I had never dealt with a celebrity in my life
Yeah.
as big as Harrison
And like
Ford.
shout out to like if you don't know, if you're just randomly popping in,
Now
here,
you
we-
know.
Mr. President. We both work for IGN, so we're at Comic-Con for IGN and all that stuff. So I want to shout out for the Blade Runner interview. I want to shout out Damon Hatfield and Terry Schwartz. who,
Terry
like,
fucking
nailed
killed it.
that
Yeah, so did
interview.
Damon.
Just because like
They don't get stars bigger than Ryan Gosling. and Harrison
and
Ford. I
Harrison
mean, like,
Ford, so it's just, like,
Harrison Ford is
So, like,
everyone, and fucking Ryan Gosling just won an Oscar.
yeah. So like hats off to those two, because like if I was interviewing them, I'd have been like,
Yeah, no, that was like as intimidating.
you're
as
my
they get.
hero and you're very pretty.
When they came in, everybody all weekend was like, hey, just like don't bother Harrison. Like, you know? And I'm like, oh yeah. But like I played I read the room.
sort of thing.
Yeah,
was
I
like-
read the room, and I was like, I just walked up to him and I was like, hey, do you need anything? And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm Sean. I'm with IGN. But he
Yeah.
was like, so sweet.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is way better than I thought you were going to punch me in the face. As soon as I walked in, get off my plane. Just knock me out. But
yeah,
he was so cool.
Harrison was the homie.
But
like, on the
I got to deal
interviews.
with Stephen Amell, who I'd only ever previously dealt with as a fan, who had waited in long lines to go see him and then gotten 1 second of FaceTime with him.
Yeah.
And so I was always like, I don't know how I feel about Stephen Amell, because super nice guy. And like, he was in the back singing Hamilton.
Yeah.
And like, we kind of bonded over that
Yeah.
for a couple minutes. And like, the guy who played Flash, I got to talk to, Grant
Yeah,
Gustin,
Grant
and like,
Gustin.
we talked about basketball.
Alyssa's very upset right now. 'cause
Why?
she wants to meet Grant Gustin so much.
He's such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
We talked about the possible Kyrie Irving trade and the Chris Paul trade.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, you like basketball?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love it." And like, I was like, "I heard Chris Paul. Chris Paul got traded. I know you got a jersey collection." He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, how'd you know?" I was like, "Oh, I follow you on Instagram." So we had like this really genuine conversation about like what we
That's
think is
really
going to
cool.
happen in basketball this
Yeah.
season, and like,
It was cool
super
to, like,
nice guy.
Have like the like Preacher cast come in. Like I don't watch Preacher.
They're crazy.
Yeah, they are. But like the main character for Preacher plays Iron Man's dad in Captain America, the first Avenger, and that guy is so fucking handsome. Like,
yeah,
in person,
it's kind of crazy
with,
how
like,
good
his
looking those
beard
people
and
are in
stuff.
real
It's
life.
like, Jesus.
Like, I met Aubrey Plaza and I shook her hand and like I was like, you're like so pretty. It's hard to look directly at you.
She's just so beautiful.
She was really nice, and they're all like just really cool people.
And,
Dan
like,
Harmon was really nice.
Yeah,
and,
like having the cast of Rick and Morty. I did not put together the voice of the mom was
this girl from Scrubs.
Yeah,
Elliot.
I didn't know that until I saw them. I was like, wait, and then they started doing the voices for Shakespeare. And I was like, my mind was just like,
yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, they were hella cool, and like I mean,
Black Eyed Peas came around because they're doing like a comic book, and they were really cool.
I don't know which Black Eyed Pea it was, but one of them was like, "Hey, that's a hella cool shirt, dude." And I was like, "Thanks, man." Love's where's the love?
Hell yeah!
Shout out to 04.
Shout out to the B-List, last episode of the B-List, the Star Wars, where I used that song.
Yeah, it was funny. It would be so funny. You're sitting there, and William's like, "Yo, where's my royalties, motherfuckers?" Slaps the shit out of you. You're just beating your ass in a corner.
Said I was allowed to use it.
But yeah, I mean, obviously,
really cool.
working with IGN, we have a unique opportunity to interact with celebrities, and like it was really neat. Yeah. My favorite part was going to the show floor and seeing all that shit. And
my favorite part was not having to go to the show
believe
floor
me,
at all.
being one of your, I could say I'm one of your best friends.
Yeah.
I know you very well.
Yeah.
I walked onto the show floor with Fred, my other best friend, and we were just like, Barrett would hate this. Because even me, who I'm like pretty good with crowds, I was like, get me off this goddamn place. But I did find what I was looking for. There was a place that was just statues.
Yeah.
And did I show you the cool statue of Batman strangling Bane with a batarang?
I do follow IGN on Instagram. So
Okay,
yeah.
There's he was just choking the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
There was like so many cool statues. And one of the best parts of my job is getting to work with artists. So I was like walking through Artist Alley and like getting contacts with people and like using people's artwork and working with cosplayers, which is cool. I have a lot of respect for cosplayers. So, that was probably the best part. I mean, nothing will ever really compare to talking to Harrison Ford. It's one of those things where I could tell my kids about that if I ever accidentally have kids. I could be like, hey, like, I met Harrison Ford, and this has been a great 1 hour, so I'll see you next month.
Jesus, only 1 hour a month?
I mean, I lost the custody battle.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine the woman that I would have to be with for me to win a custody battle?
Jesus. I have no... God. This is probably where we have to end the show this week.
I'm just saying. I know me.
Yeah.
I'm losing the custody battle.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week for Zero Life.
Dude, I'm just saying, find a woman.
Let me know how
you never
like
beat the mother in court.
Yeah, that's true. Let me know how you like the new set. I'm gonna be messing around with the screen in the next couple weeks. This week, just because we've been moving and stuff, I just have the Zero Life logo, but I want to try messing around with green screen maybe. So let me know if you have any advice or anything, or if you see any like fuck ups that you might have suggestions for. So yeah, I'm gonna just be messing around with it and stuff, having a fun time.
I have to go finish moving. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm at Sean Twisters. Follow me on Instagram at Sean Twisters. Follow Barrett at Bananler Chung. Chong. I'm sorry. When I try, I just can't.
Yeah.
On Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like us, give us a review, tell your friends.
And also, before we go, just you can tweet at us questions and stuff. We didn't do questions this week, obviously because of the move, but for future episodes, we can just send us some questions.
Thank you for putting up with us talking about Hamilton.
Yeah.
Glad to be back. We'll continue to do the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were missed a week. I guess people were just like, they're dead.
Yeah. I did the update video. I was like, hey, we're not doing an episode this week. Here's why.
Did you do an update video?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Cool.
Like, I posted it like directly to Twitter, and I was like, hey, our apartment's a mess. This is why we're not doing an episode.
I mean, it vaguely sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I live with
Sean
you, so
really doesn't really follow me on Twitter.
I don't actually. Fuck you. You were like one of the first 200 people I ever followed on Twitter.
Thanks.
Back when you were bald.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, man, Batman Begins is the best movie of all time.
Nope, never said that. Batman Begins is great.
Bane is the greatest villain. He's the
Not the same
Mozart of
movie.
villains.
Not the same movie.
He is. I go to sleep every night listening to Bane talk on my iPod.
Hit the
In
music.
punk music. Yes, brother. I hate everything too. All the small things.
Hit the music.
Hit the music, Barrett.